that some of our peer countries, Norway, Switzerland, Japan, they are experiencing some of the longest life expectancies and the lowest healthcare expenditures per capita. That red line you see there is the United States, where we are experiencing some of the lowest life expectancies comparably with the highest healthcare expenditures per capita. And what's even more challenging is that if you were to dig into that red line even more, there are even greater disparities between groups of people here in the United States. Gaps, deficits, disparities. This is the type of data that I work through all day long and that I'm inputting all day long. And if we were to go back to my little metaphor maker over here, I just wonder if you will just indulge me for a moment. What does that data sound like? Well, I cheated a little bit. I think it sounds a little bit like this. Yes, I ended on a cliffhanger on purpose. Because that's what it feels like. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, how did you feel when you heard that sound? It feels tense. It feels a little bit more tense in the room. Y'all didn't like that sound as much as you liked the first sound. It's okay, neither did I. You know, it reminds me a lot of one of those dreams where I'm being chased and I'm not getting any faster. And so actually it's a nightmare, right? But when I look at that red line, that's what that reminds me of too. You see, this chart details almost 50 years of data. And as you can see, we're making very little to almost no progress, like we're being chased by our challenges. But then comparably, it does make you wonder, well, what does it sound like with our peers, right? They're over here flourishing. And that's actually the case. If you look into it, our peer countries are actually making significantly more investments in human flourishing, in conditions that help individuals flourish as their approach to healthcare. And so what does that sound like? Like, what would it sound like if we began to harmonize our own approach? I mean, obviously, we would start where we are now, right? But instead of a cliffhanger, could we resolve it? There's the other half of that melody. What did you feel when you heard that sound? I got some head nods. We're friends again. Yeah. That felt like hope. You know, I'm not at all trying to diminish the challenges of health equity, and nor am I trying to say that human flourishing can replace health equity. Because the reality is the challenges, the structural and social determinants that actually contribute to health inequities are very real challenges. And so on that note, pun intended, health equity is actually a precursor to human flourishing. Human flourishing can't exist without health equity. But when we bridge the two together, we create a harmony that allows us to think about a new sound for the approach that we can have in healthcare.